thanks for meeting with me today. This is going to be our last session, and the last two sessions we've explored a couple problems that you're having with just eating the kind of food and healthy food that you want to be and being the best that you can be in that area. And we also did some brainstorming activities last time to just think of what do you really want, where do you want to be, ways that you can achieve that. Today I was thinking that we could really set some defined goals to really help you get started. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds fantastic.
Okay, so last time we talked about how you want to be prepping your own food at home and having some staples in the home for like breakfast and lunch, and like get some simple but healthy meals in, and then dinner you want to get more creative and be a little bit more of like a tasty, like have a couple different courses in it kind of thing for dinner. Does that sound
Yeah, that sounds like what we talked about.
okay? And so I know we said I know you've been working on it. How's that been going?
Good. I've cooked dinner for the last few nights going. Cooked breakfasts. I don't think I've really done lunch, but I mean, sometimes it's just oatmeal, but breakfast is fun.
Okay. And so what do you think was getting in the way of you achieving what you want?
Well, right now I'm back at my dad's house, and he was on this diet. What he was doing. He had specific meals that he did, and so he was cooking every single meal, every single day, and always offered me some. So I mean, it was just it was there, and so I didn't actually have to prepare anything. But lately, when I've been left to my own devices, I've been cooking for myself, which is good.
Good.
And for the most part, I think they've been pretty healthy.
Okay.
So
Sounds like you've been really getting closer to your goal since we've been having these talks. So it sounds to me like that you're in this transition stage. You said that right now you're at your dad's house. So you weren't before,
No.
or no? Okay. And so maybe the problem's been a little bit better right now because you're at your dad's house, because
makes things easier.
makes things easier.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long is this going to be going on for? Like, I mean, I heard something about you moving, so things might change.
Yes.
in the future.
Okay.
Okay.
Everything changes.
Case. Yeah. So, what do you think you could? Do you want to be working on the future when you're like? How soon are you going to be finding yourself in a different situation where you're going to have to, where you're not going to be spending more time with your dad?
Probably in about another month.
In another month. Okay. And do you have any concerns regarding what you've been talking about?
Yeah. Well, I'll be moving to Arizona, and so a lot of my support structures won't be there. So
Okay.
just trying to figure out even where to shop
Yeah.
and things like that. So, but
Uh-huh.
not too worried about it.
So maybe working on getting more creative and cooking and meal prepping. Do you think that would be like a realistic thing to do since you're in the midst of changing? You're in the midst of moving. You seem busy. Is that a realistic thing that you can really work on right now, or maybe there's some other things that you might?
I don't think it's too far fetched.
It's not too far fetched. Okay. You just gotta really plan for that.
Yeah.
Because you don't want a
I'm
bunch
sure
of
some
food
things
left over or wasted.
will get kind of mixed up in transition. It's still something I have to work on.
Okay.
I think maybe my biggest thing though I have to do is like to recipes.
Recipes.
And actually just shop for the things that I'm gonna eat, not just kind of like willy-nilly just buying. Oh, I like broccoli. I'm just gonna buy some broccoli. Actually have some meals planned out.
Planning.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, meal planning and recipe
Okay. And then you also mentioned when you move, you are gonna have a different area, and you might wanna look at. You don't even know where you're gonna shop yet. So, do you think you're gonna wait until you move, or is there any way that you can start thinking about that now, or is that not really?
I hadn't really thought about it.
Yeah.
I guess now that you're bringing it up, I guess I could just Google map the area and just look for grocery stores around there or something.
Mm-hmm.
Probably just kind of word of mouth and just play it by ear about where I should go and shop. You know.
Okay, and I'm sure you'll know. Are you gonna know anybody down there?
Yeah.
Okay, so they'll probably help you out and show you around. So what it sounds to me is like meal planning is what you probably want to be working on right now. Is that
Sounds about
probably?
right.
Would you say that that's probably the best first step to take is just planning it out? What do you need to do that? How are you gonna plan it out?
I don't know.
Do you want to like recipe book or maybe just Google recipes or?
A little bit of both.
Mhm.
We have recipe books here,
Mhm.
and then maybe look at the different meals in recipe books, and if I want to actually get variations on it, I can always just like Google it.
Okay. And are you going to be picking out your recipes first, or going shopping first and deciding what to eat after you buy your food?
I think the better way to go about it would be to pick out the recipes first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So pick out the recipes first. And where do you shop?
Mainly Albertsons,
Okay.
Fred Meyer's, depends.
Do they have kind of the? Is it because they have the food you like, or the price is cheaper, or around
But kind of the nearest.
the nearest? Okay. Cool. Okay, so how about how many recipes do you think, or how many times have you been cooking a meal? About a week, and would you want to look for a recipe for each of those meals for them?
Well, I think this week I've cooked like 3 or 4 dinners,
Okay.
which is pretty good for me, considering there's other people that are usually cooking here.
Mhm.
So I usually just kind of scavenge off of other people's food.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I'm actually gonna have to cook for myself for this whole next month.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna really be able to put this into practice if we come up with a good plan.
Okay.
So
Okay. So, do you have any recipes in mind for next week?
no, not really.
Okay. So, would you want to look up
Yeah.
how many recipes do you think you would be able to look up and actually make in the next week?
I don't know. I guess we could probably cook a dinner each night. We've got, like I said, we've got recipe books here.
Mm-hmm.
And even for me, there's like vegetarian cookbooks that we have. Also, you can always find things.
Okay. And you have the money to totally just cook whatever you want, or
I try to keep it on a budget.
yeah, pretty good at budgeting.
Sure. I'm all right.
Sure. What's that mean? Yeah. Okay, so a recipe a day, that's a pretty big step. You said you cooked about 4 meals last week.
Well, not 4 dinners.
4 dinners. Oh, and you cooked breakfast and stuff for yourself as well. Okay.
But breakfast is easy, it's just either oatmeal or eggs or something.
Okay, so I guess let's just set a feasible goal for you, something that you can really achieve. It sounds to me like you have the ability to look up the recipe, you have the books here, you have the stores that are close, you have a pretty clear idea of the kind of recipes that you want to look up. So let's just set a number. Let's put a number to how many recipes you actually look up and then cook that recipe. how much you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I've got like 30 days of time that I'm gonna have to cook for myself during the nights. I think if I, in that time, get 10 recipes that I get down, even if I cook them multiple times, but if I can get 10 recipes, like new things that I've never cooked before, yeah, I think that'd be pretty
10
awesome.
in the next 30 days, so that would be like 5. How much a week? Let's just okay. So 10 recipes in the next 30 days. And how many recipes do you want to do in the next week, though, so we can just have it a little bit clearer.
Oh, let's start this week off fast. Let's do 3.
3?
This week.
3 this week. Okay. Great. All right. So thank you for meeting with me today, and I'll be and just let me know if you have any questions. I have some great recipe books. So right now, thank you.
Thank you, Bernie.